What if I told you that over the past 2 years, I've made over $500,000 on social media without ever showing my face? I know this isn't some AI hack or automation psyop. This is content marketing, a real proven scalable business model that barely anyone knows about, yet could pretty easily generate you $10K a month if you follow the exact blueprint I'm going to give you in this video. But before we get to that, let's address the elephant in the room. Who even am I? What in the world is content marketing, and why is it so special? Well, my name is Sam Hines. I currently run the biggest content marketing agency in Australia. Right now, me and my team bring in multiple 5 figures per month and have generated well over $20 million in revenue for our clients with this business model. But make no mistake, that wasn't always the case. Just a few years ago, I was broke. Dead broke. I was stuck working a job I hated, and while I knew something had to change, I wasn't quite sure what that entailed. Then one day, I started clipping short form videos for some pretty big Australian creators, guys like Luke Irwin, Troy Candy, and Spanian. During this time, I was posting between 30 and 50 videos per day. I studied every video I posted, and it's fair to say I got pretty good at it. But there was just one problem. I had this skill of making content go viral, but all it did for creators was get them more views. Sure, it indirectly resulted in more views on their long form content, which would make them more money, but the ceiling of what I could charge was quite low. And that's when it hit me. If I could make businesses go viral instead of creators, people who are selling high ticket products and services, imagine how much money I could make them off just one viral video. And my theory was correct. After partnering with a local watch dealer, I managed to grow his Instagram from 0 to 50,000 followers in just a few months and over 4x'd his monthly revenue. All of a sudden, he had an abundance of people buying and selling watches through his business. He even had people coming up to him on the street who had seen his reels on Instagram and TikTok. And this is when I knew I'd found a modern day goldmine: content marketing. Here's how it works. You approach a business, offer to handle their content creation process from start to finish, and charge a monthly retainer for your efforts. Just to be clear, this means you'll be researching, ideating, scripting, filming, editing, and posting short form videos with the intent of generating awareness and revenue for that particular business. It almost sounds too good to be true, but if you can master these simple skills, you can charge any business you work with upwards of $6,000 a month. Now you might be thinking, well, Sam, that's a lot of money. It's easy for you to say that, but is it actually realistic for me to charge that much? Let me make this incredibly clear. The answer to that question is absolutely yes. You see, you're not getting paid for your time or efforts here. You're getting paid purely based off of results. For example, the other day I created a short form video for one of my clients. Someone who watched that video paid my client $18,000 for his services. That gives us an insane amount of leverage as content marketers to charge a huge monthly retainer for our services. And this is what makes content marketing so special. It's simple, it's effective, you don't have to show your face, you don't have to sell your soul as an influencer and push shitty products you don't believe in. All you need to do is master the process of creating content that actually gets results for businesses. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Plus, I'm going to give you an actionable roadmap to hit your first 10K month with content marketing. Alright, now there's two moving parts when it comes to succeeding with content marketing. Number one, learning the skills required to generate results, and number two, acquiring clients so you can actually generate results. Once we got both those areas covered, we can put together our 10K a month roadmap. So the skills you'll need to learn. Number one, ideation. The easiest way to come up with ideas is something I like to call keyword research. This means opening up TikTok or Instagram and typing keywords directly related to your niche into the search bar. For example, if I'm working with a dentist, I'd search things like teeth, gums, breath, cavities, etc. This is going to reveal the highest performing videos for each of these keywords. I'll then track all of these video ideas and paste them into a spreadsheet as a list of potential ideas to use with the client. If you're unsure where to start for keywords, just ask ChatGPT and it will give you a bunch you can use. Number two is scripting. Once you have your sheet of viral video ideas, I recommend transcribing and copying the structure of each of these videos into their own respective documents. Then for each video, I will ask my client some questions that align with that specific topic. They'll give me their answer and I'll plug their expertise directly into this proven structure. You don't want to copy it word for word, just the framework, the hook, the setup, the payoff, and the pacing or vibe of the video. By doing this, you are stacking the odds in your favor and increasing the likelihood that your content will perform. Once you're more experienced, you can play around with some other methods, but if you're just starting out, I would really try and stick to this framework as it's always come in clutch for me. You want to repeat this process until you've built out every script ready for filming. Number three is filming. Now, filming is very basic. It's important not to overthink this step. You don't need a $4,000 camera or fancy lighting. When I started out, all I had was an iPhone 10. With that said, if you can afford a tripod, some lights, or a pair of Bluetooth mics, that will obviously enhance the quality of your videos. You want to organize a shoot day and film all the prepared scripts you have with your client. You want to shoot a month's worth of content in one day, as this is the most effective way to distribute content for you and the business. You're only spending a day per month filming, and the business can put out one clip per day for the entire month. Number 4 is editing. If you're a beginner, I would recommend using CapCut. It is super simple and beginner friendly. At an affordable cost, it can pretty much do everything you need for this type of work. I personally started editing with just my iPhone, but I would recommend using a laptop if you have access to one. I don't have time to give you a full editing tutorial in this video, but there are plenty of videos online that cover how to edit. The 5th and final step is posting and distributing the content you have filmed for your client. This is a very basic step, but it is crucial in terms of delivering a great service for your client. You posting content is a huge burden off their shoulders. They don't have to worry about scheduling, remembering deadlines, or managing platforms. The goal is to make the process as seamless as possible, so make sure you grab their login details and handle everything. Now that's pretty much everything covered when it comes to generating consistent results. The next step is being able to get your foot in the door with different businesses, aka acquiring clients. There's a few different ways you can acquire a client, but the most basic and effective way is using my free work method. You want to approach a local business, maybe a friend or family member if possible, and offer to shoot content for free. It may sound counterintuitive, but I promise you this is the fastest way to get paid. Now I really recommend choosing a niche that you have an interest in. It can literally be anything: sport, dancing, fitness, food, whatever. But when you pick something you are naturally drawn to, not only are you more likely to stick with it, you'll have a better understanding of what videos are actually going to perform in that niche. Once you've acquired free work in a niche of your choice, the task is simple. Get your clients results as soon as possible. The faster you can generate results, the faster you can upscale your free client into a paid one. So, now you know how to get your foot in the door and generate results for your client. But how do you turn this into a scalable and consistent revenue source? AKA, how do you hit your first 10K month and keep on building? Well, let's lay out a simple roadmap that you can follow to make that happen as soon as possible. Step 1 would be upscaling your free client into a paid one. Depending on the results you are generating for the business, I would recommend offering something around $2,000 for 15 videos a month or $4,000 for 30 videos a month. But once again, this is very niche and situation dependent. You'll have to gauge this with your own intuition, or alternatively, you can work with me directly and I can assist you with this. The second step would be using the results you have generated for your first client as a case study to show other businesses. The best way to get in contact with other people who might be interested in your services would be either asking your original client for referrals or just approaching other businesses like you did at the beginning. But this time you have your case study and you can leverage it to charge a monthly retainer straight away. The third step would be to simply repeat this process until you hit $10,000. Once again, this is very niche and situation dependent, but you would likely only need between 2 to 4 clients to make this happen. It seems almost stupidly simple, but that is literally it. That is all you need to consistently make $10,000 a month with content marketing. Now, if you want my help in achieving this, I've just launched something called the Content Marketing Academy. This is where I'm personally coaching students to help them achieve and fast track their goals. I'm going to put a link in the description for this, but if you want to go it alone and learn everything yourself, I really do wish you the best on your content marketing journey. My mission is simply to raise the standard of content creation for businesses here in Australia and also around the world. So I hope you take what you've learned here and use it to generate real results for yourself.